Found them.
That doesn't.
Last player standing.
Die.
What?
3 gone.
Surprisingly, I didn't win that. Valorant is a first-person shooter developed by Riot Games. It features team-based gameplay where players assume the roles of agents with unique abilities and engage in objective-based combat, while combining strategic advantage with precise gunplay. But there's one thing about Valorant that has perplexed many players: the art of clutching. Let's begin by going back and taking a look at that clip in the intro. I find myself in a 1v4 situation, with every single person in the opposing team on site. I watch as my teammates fall one by one, but this is no time for bagging your dead teammates. The first kill comes in, clean and calculated. The second, a swift takedown. The third, a Sage shopping for skins. The fourth, body shot on an already damaged Jet. Now, this round is winnable. But in an unfortunate turn of events, my first few shots miss, and I whiff completely while the Sova seems to be hiding, even though I can still see him. I don't know, man, this is low elo. But due to my terrible aim, I have to reload my gun, giving time for Sova to reposition. I throw a shock dart knowing he's already low from the few bullets that grazed him. However, the shock dart doesn't land, and I decide to do the dumbest thing possible. Instead of wide swinging him, catching him off guard, I slowly peek around the corner. Yeah, definitely a stupid play on my part. However, situations like these are a common occurrence in Valorant, and it varies greatly depending on the map, players, rank, mental, and even where the spike is planted. So what can you, dear viewer, do to prevent yourself from losing in clutch situations like these? There are 3 main points I want to cover in this video, and I will explain each in depth. Also, keep in mind I am a gold player, so I may not be the most well-versed on how to be better. However, I am familiar with the fundamental aspects of the game. So if I seem ill-informed or incorrect, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment explaining how wrong I am. Now sit down and listen, and I'll show you why you can't clutch. Clutch situations often involve a lone player facing multiple opponents, creating a significant numerical disadvantage. This can make it extremely challenging for most players to secure a clutch victory. Let's say, for example, a player finds themselves in a clutch situation. The player is not only contending with the firepower of the enemy team, but also the potential for strategic coordination among their opponents. However, this coordination usually only applies in higher elo games or pro play, as an iron ranked game usually doesn't have as high stakes as a championship match. That aside, opponents may strategically position themselves to attack from multiple angles, making it difficult for the lone player to defend effectively. Take the up-down method as a prime example of this. Moreover, the pressure intensifies as the player secures each kill, knowing that the remaining opponents are fully aware of their location and are likely to adapt their strategy. This adds an element of unpredictability, making it challenging for the solo player to anticipate enemy movements and respond accordingly. In essence, the overwhelming odds in a clutch situation not only test the mechanical skill of the player, but also their decision making, resource management, and ability to outsmart a coordinated enemy team. It's a dynamic that adds a layer of complexity to the already demanding nature of a clutch scenario. In clutch situations, the pressure is immense as your whole team is relying on you to secure the round for them. This awareness that the outcome rests heavily on the player's individual performance can lead to heightened stress and anxiety. The fear of failure, coupled with the desire to succeed for the team, adds an extra layer of mental burden. This is commonly known as mental. This pressure can adversely affect a player's focus, leading to lapses in judgment and an increased likelihood of making mistakes. Under intense pressure, decision-making also becomes a critical factor in clutch scenarios. The need to make split-second choices, such as whether to engage or reposition, adds a cognitive load that can overwhelm some players. Sometimes committing to a certain decision can mean certain failure for yourself. Players may opt for riskier plays or neglect key aspects of their surroundings. Additionally, the fear of making a wrong decision can result in hesitation. Clutch situations demand a calm and collected mindset, but the intense pressure can make it challenging for players to maintain composure and make sound decisions, ultimately affecting the likelihood of a successful outcome. So, having a good mental and the ability to make clear-headed decisions under pressure is a skill that separates successful players from everyone else. Successful clutches require a high degree of adaptability. Players must be able to quickly analyze the changing dynamics of a round. This includes adapting to the movements and tactics of the remaining opponents, who may alter their approach based on the player's actions. Adaptability also extends to unforeseen circumstances, such as unexpected enemy rotations or changes in the environment. In a clutch scenario, the ability to adapt involves making swift decisions in response to new information. Lack of adaptability can make a player predictable, and opponents can capitalize on that predictability to secure the round. Versatility in clutch situations pertains to the player's skill set and their capacity to leverage it in diverse scenarios. A versatile player is proficient with different weapons, comfortable in various playstyles, and adept at using their agent's abilities strategically. For example, a player proficient with both long-range and close-quarters combat has more options when engaging opponents in different scenarios. Similarly, an understanding of the capabilities of different agents and their abilities enhances a player's versatility, enabling them to make informed decisions about when and how to deploy their skills for maximum impact. Ultimately, adaptability and versatility in clutch situations go hand in hand. A player who can adapt their approach based on the unfolding circumstances and leverage their versatile skill set is better equipped to handle the unpredictability inherent in clutch scenarios. Developing these qualities requires experience, a deep understanding of the mechanics, and a commitment to continuous improvement. Alright, let's summarize everything we've learned today. Succeeding in clutch situations involves navigating a complex number of factors. The overwhelming odds, stemming from number differences, demand strategic prowess. Mental fortitude and decisive decision-making under pressure are pivotal, as the intense circumstances can influence a player's focus and choices. Moreover, adaptability and versatility are key, requiring players to swiftly adjust strategies and leverage their own diverse skill set to outsmart their opponents. Mastering these aspects not only enhances the chances of successful clutches, but also cultivates a well-rounded and resilient player, capable of navigating the dynamic challenges of high-stakes scenarios. With all that in mind, you may have the power to succeed in clutching yourself.